Hi gang, Jeff McAleer once again, and today I'm taking a look at Euphoria from Stonemaier Games, designed by Jamie Stegmaier and Alan Stone, thus the name Stonemaier Games. Euphoria is a worker placement / area control game for 2 to 6 players ages 13 and up, and a playing time of about 60 minutes or so. I should point out that Stonemaier Games produced Viticulture, which I happen to have liked a lot. It was a very, very interesting game where you're in charge of a winery that's looking to become the most popular winery around and produce the best wines. I found that had a lot of meat to it and a lot of interaction that most Euros don't normally have. So Euphoria was kick-started successfully, and now it is out. Let's take a look at the back here. This is a pretty hefty box. Oh yeah. Here, just giving you a bit of a breakdown of the game. This is a dystopian future that you are involved with, and one thing that looks very interesting are the Artifact Recruit and Ethical Dilemma cards. Ethical dilemmas, well, it wouldn't be a dystopian society unless you had ethical and moral issues at its heart. So let's take a quick peek inside the box. Let's see what we've got here. And once again, I have to point out, it is a frigid December day here in Yorkville, Illinois. It is mighty, mighty cold, and unfortunately that means that the furnace is probably going to be working overtime. I'm going to try to get rid of some of the hum through some audio editing. Can't guarantee that'll happen. So it looks like we've got a lot of different components here. So let's take a quick peek. Looks like we've got some wooden playing pieces here, wooden markers. Also appears that each of the different factions or societies, I believe they are, have their own colors and their own color markers. Very nice. Got bags and rubber bands here. One thing I do understand with the game is they've got these custom gear dice. So I believe, if I understand correctly, these dice actually represent your workers. And each of the numbers on here display what their skill level is, as well as, I believe, what their specialty is also. So pretty cool. And as you can see, these aren't just painted on, they're actually cut in. So very nice. Then we've got some decks of cards. We'll take a look at those in just a second, because I would like to take a peek at the rules here. And the rules are not very hefty whatsoever. Looks like we got a little flavor here. Then we talk about the object of the game. Very nicely illustrated. Look at that. Talks about all the different components as far as the cards, the dice, the wood pieces. Talking about the board itself, the icons and tokens. Setting up the game, of course. Got to set it up before you play it. Gameplay overview, how you place your workers. Turn rotation, morale, and knowledge charts. Don't run across too many games that have morale that aren't war games. Different locations, commodity areas, allegiant track. I believe that some of your workers can decide to abandon your cause, so that's kind of cool. Oops, a little too far. Tunnels, construction sites, artifact markets, markets themselves. Icarus. I have absolutely no idea what that is. Talking about the recruits, the ethical dilemma cards, and how to end the game. And it looks like there's some variants as well. And then a bit of backstory, and some thanks to the various different playtesters. So all in all, we're looking at 11 pages of rules, really. Doesn't look like anything too deep as far as trying to figure out. Looks like everything's laid out very nicely. Now, keep these decks off to the side, because let's look at some of these counters here. And it looks as if we're taking a peek at some of the various different areas. The Lounge of Opulent Frugality. Theater of revelatory propaganda. Arena of peaceful conflict. Interesting. Some bonus markers. I guess you can mark unavailable territory, authority tokens, multiplier markers, and they are dual-sided. So that's the first here. Got another one that's very, very similar, although it looks like each of these locations are unique. Although some of these looks like these are just for each of the players down here. And then we've got another one as well. Disassemble a teddy bear shop. All right. Amusement park. Pretty cool. Pretty clever. That's pretty cool. So, got those. Then we have the game board. Looks like it's a pretty good sized game board, so let's try to move some of this out of the way so we can get a better look. Alright, so a pretty good sized board. Oh, I mean, not huge by any stretch of the imagination, so you don't need a massive table to be able to play. So it looks like we've got different ways of tracking. Maybe this is Icarus because it's up there in the clouds. Not sure. So no doubt these are some areas that you're going to be laying down your workers. Different icons, maybe those are bonuses that you can earn. Honestly, I have very, very little info about the inner workings of the game itself, but I really am looking forward to checking it out because, as I mentioned, I thought Viticulture was a really good game, and this looks mighty interesting and right up my cyberpunk, steampunkish sort of alley. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's move this a little bit here. Worker activation. Free press of harsh reality. Okay. There's also further over, if we take a peek, looks like the Allegiance track. So kind of interesting there too. Now, before I forget, let's take a look to see what exactly we've got with these decks of cards. Alright, so taking a look here, let's see. Looks like this is one deck. For a second I stopped because I saw the little markings there. I thought, oh, is that where? But no, they're all the same. So that's okay. I was a little concerned there for a moment. Let's see what we've got here. Looks like we've got a few different decks. These might be different commodities that you can earn. Yeah, a little teddy bear. Hey, he hasn't been disassembled. What's going on? Oh, looks like they still play baseball in the future. Alright, so these all have the same. No. Okay. So here we show a listing of the various different commodities, and those all look to be the same backing. But then if we take a look here, looks like these are various different actions. Read a book, burn a book. Help a friend escape, turn in a friend. Publish an expose, publish propaganda. These must be the ethical dilemmas. Let workers relax, make workers toil. Toil. Oh, choose true love, accept assigned match. Fight the oppressor, serve the oppressor. All right, so as I mentioned, these must be the ethical dilemmas. Let's look at what this bigger deck is. Maxime the Ambassador, Laura the Philanthropist, Zong the Astronomer, Maggie the Outlaw, Flartner the Luddite. Maybe each of your workers gets a card. That's a possibility. Looks like all these are individuals here. Doesn't look like anything's being reused. Pretty nice artwork too if you take a closer look. Jonathan the Gambler, Lee the Gossip, Josiah the Hacker. Pretty cool. I always like to see games where all the artwork's original. It doesn't get reused over and over and over again on the cards. So as I mentioned, it looks like these are the workers here, so we'll put that down. And then possibly these are the commodities. Maybe these are the backs, and then, well, I don't know. Yes, no doubt, these are all the backs. These all make up one deck. They aren't separate decks. They're all one deck, which will be shuffled together. And then, I guess, these are the different commodities that you would collect. And I believe there's a bit of a set collecting mechanic in the game as well, so that might have something to do with these cards also. The card quality, cardstock's pretty good. They have a bit of the waxing to it to protect it. Everyone already knows that I'm a big proponent of sleeving your cards regardless of the quality of the cards. For myself, I just feel the extra couple of bucks in investment in card sleeves go a long way to protecting your game so you can play it for years to come. So we've got what's in the box for Euphoria, Building a Better Dystopia from Stonemaier Games. Once again, this is Jeff McAleer, and I will have a review of Euphoria in the very near future. And of course, until then, be sure to swing over to thegaminggang.com for all the latest in tabletop gaming news and reviews, and a whole lot more. Until next time, thanks for watching.